Yo, what is going on, guys? So, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about one of the tactics that was used tonight on the first part of the Madden Bowl. And this is going to come from game one. And game one of this tournament was Joke versus Boogz. And Boogz actually, for as bad as he played offensively, and ultimately, as a lot of you guys are probably aware, he did go 0-3. He had amazing run defense, and it is basically a defense that people knew about, and then, like me, I forgot about this defense just because it was never, you know, in my head that this was still a viable defense, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if it was just the fact of patches throughout the course of the game have made this defense much better, or if it was the speed of the players, or what the case may be. But we basically knew about this defense and then just kind of wrote it off. And then basically, Boogz brings it back out and bags Volt. I think Volt averaged 2 yards a carry against him. Joke had a couple big runs, but for the most part, kind of struggled in that matchup as well. And then obviously he didn't use this against Pavin because Pavin's a passer. So basically, I'm just going to show you how to run that defense. It's out of the 3-4 solid, and it's extremely good run D. And it didn't really matter what run that your opponent was using. It seemed to just bag all of it. Now, I haven't spent a ton of time, going against this really in months, but typically what would happen is you would be able to run the stretch on this defense. And it kind of confused the dive, and you'll see why. So we're going to come out. Now, I don't know exactly what play Boogz was doing, but it honestly doesn't matter because you're adjusting your coverage anyway. So I'm just going to show this out of outside linebacker blitz. Now, the setup is this. You need to show blitz, spread your linebackers, spread your defensive line. Now, when you do that, you see the two things, right? You see that this defensive tackle stands up, which is cute. Basically, what's good about this is it confuses the fullback on the dive. A lot of the times, this guy will just come in free for no reason whatsoever. Also, you see it moves this linebacker a little bit back farther, which is also kind of a unique little tell to this defense. But with that being said, you just blitz all your linebackers, QB contain. You'll see it looks just like this. This is essentially, if you really think about it, this is basically edge blitz, except one of the weaknesses to edge blitz is the halfback dive, and the halfback dive gets blown up by this defensive tackle. So it's kind of a smart thing to bring back, honestly, just knowing how edge blitz plays against the stretches, and then you get this tactic to really help you defend the halfback dives. It's truly surprising that nobody else was running this, because I haven't faced this at all in Weekend League. I haven't faced it in all in my last chance qualifier games. No money games that I've played have I run into this defense. So to see it kind of brought back out of the blue, in my mind, means that Boogz and other people have kind of been keeping this a secret. So basically, that's what you do, though. I mean, you basically just run it as is. I'm going to put my safety into a spy because obviously I can't run and, play the run with one hand. So basically, you'll see how it works. Stretch, you see it gets completely blown up. Wagner just flew in, hit stick me. Wouldn't matter if it goes left or right because it's a symmetrical defense, right? You're going to have the linebacker on the left come in free. Very reminiscent of edge blitz. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing again. Now we're going to go blitz everybody. Now if I was to run halfback dive, like I said, I'm going to put this guy into a safety to kind of simulate me shooting the gap myself. You see you run the dive. There's really nowhere to go. I picked up, 2 yards right there. But that's basically what Boogz was doing. Now, Boogz did go to 3-3-5 every once in a while. The 3-3-5 wide, which obviously good run defense. You guys know that. But this was the unique thing Boogz was doing, and I think it really caught a lot of people off guard. And from what I saw, he was just blowing up the runs over and over and over again against Volt and truly even against Joke. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the adjustment that Joke was doing to Boogz, and he did it to Pavin too to a degree. But when he was running the 146, what he would do is he would man up the slot receiver. Now, this is key for two different reasons. Now, I don't have wide receiver post to kind of show you what he was doing exactly, but basically on wide receiver post, you have a crossing route. Here, I'm going to actually move Kittle around so I can show you generally what happens. So we're going to go ahead and put Kittle at this outside receiver spot so I have the route chem. Alright, so basically what Joke was doing, which is really smart, was he was taking the slot receiver and his first adjustment was to man this guy up. Now, you might not think that's, the smartest idea, considering they typically have post flag and playmaker and all that stuff on this guy. But where it gets key is when they were motioning the guy across, right? So your typical setup with this is to motion over this guy on a slant. So what he would do is he's essentially cross-manning himself, as you can see right here. So now, when you hike this ball, that slant is not open, as you can see. Now, obviously, I didn't hike while he was in motion. There are a couple different things. But you also got to take into consideration that, he had Lattimore here, who's an amazing corner, as opposed to some random guy named King. So that adjustment that Joke made it pretty much impossible for both Pavin and Boogz to run that motion slant concept, because they were essentially cross-maining themselves and just completely taking that player out of the play. So then all Joke had to worry about was the guy going deep on the crosser or the delay tight end on the fade, which honestly I didn't see Boogz do at all. And Pavin I saw try to do it a couple times, but Pavin mixed up his bunch a lot better than Boogz. So that's basically what I saw from game one between Boogz and Joke. If you guys like seeing this type of video where I kind of break down key little elements that they were doing, make sure you guys drop a like, and I'll go ahead and I'll do all of these games, right? I've already gotten notes that I took on games 2, 3, 4 of little things that I liked and saw from each opponent. And I'll keep doing it, right? If you guys want to see it, I'll do it for all of these games, all these matchups, and bring you guys key little elements that you may not know, because obviously this is the last tournament of the year. There's nothing that's going to be kept secret after this point. So I'm sure as these games progress, we'll start to see some, new meta-changing tactics. So basically, hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys want to see more of it, make sure you like the video, comment in the comment section, and please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you like the type of stuff I'm doing. So yeah, catch you guys in the next video.